Cool. Welcome everybody to another DeFi Raiders AMA. I'm Dejanic here with Medicine from Dadbot. We're very excited to see more about this one. This is a mix of sniper bot, trading bot, and some search tools. So yeah, that's it. We're excited to learn all about it. So yeah, Medicine, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with some of the tools that you said, but really we're just a full trading tool just to make everybody's life easier however they trade. Whether they want to set limit orders or if they want to snipe new contracts. And we have 8 chains that we currently host on. So, it doesn't matter what chain you're even using. So even if you're just wanting to do normal market swaps like you do on Uniswap, well, how many times do we go through and it's really annoying to change the slippage, and then we've got to sign, a approve button, and then you got to sign your actual wallet. And how many times does that actually lose you a really good position just because how long that stuff takes you? So even in our app, the simple things are much easier to do. So we've kind of, we're a group of guys we're all dads. There's just a small team. We've actually been working on this probably a year and a half now. So this has went through several different iterations, and we continue to make advancements all the time. We have no token live. Anybody that's hearing about us at this point is just because it's kind of private alpha people that we've talked to. We've not done any specific marketing. Honestly, I think this is the only external AMA I've even done right now. So really, if you know about it at this point, kind of feel like you have a little bit of privilege and knowledge. When the time for a token comes and we're kind of running through that platform, we don't know for sure if we're going to do a token. We'd want it to be kind of collaborative if we did do it. We don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. But we look at ourselves like, a Maestro, if you guys are familiar with that sniper bot, but 3 times better with a lot more features for the average person. But if you're hearing about it now, chances are if we do a token, it's going to be early users that are going to have early access and whitelist opportunities for if we do any kind of pre-sale or IDO in the future. So right now, we're really just looking for feedback. There's no cost to use this to access it right now. The only thing that we've done is similar to what Maestro's done, is we've created just a small fee on each transaction. So you're going to set a limit order. It just charges like a 1% fee. Or a snipe order, say your snipe is 0.05, it charge you a 1% fee on that. So really minimal. It's kind of like just adding slippage of 1 to your trades. So it's, we're trying to keep it just as most accessible as possible right now, just to get as many users. And we don't plan, we say we're in like a beta right now just because we're doing testing, but it's not a trial. We plan on letting people access, these wallets and this tool for as long as possible, as long as they want. We're never going to kick you off. Now, some of the fee structure and everything may change if we do a token, but as of right now, we really have no plans to change it. With that being said, a tool like this, everybody worries about security, which is rightfully so. We actually were worried about security. How this vision came about is we actually saw Maestro, we saw AnySniper, we saw a couple of these other sniper bots, but all of them required access to your private keys to function. Meaning they essentially, if they ever want to do anything sinister or things change, they could access it. It puts the onus on the teams to make sure that you're staying safe. In this case, everything is independent to you. We will never have access to your keys. We do not store private keys. When you first log on, you're actually going to be signing a signature that's going to generate your wallets. Meaning we will never have any access to those wallets whatsoever. It's on you to store your private keys and save your private keys, so on and so forth. Now, every time you generate, it's going to be linked to that account. So it's not like you're generating new ones all the time. And you can actually save your settings to that main wallet. But everything kind of happens as a proxy kind of through that main wallet, for lack of a better term. Any questions before I do like a little video demo here just to show you guys what's going on?
Yeah, let's and of course anybody from the audience, feel free to jump in. This doesn't have to just be me asking questions, since there are so few of us. But yeah, so first of all, I just want to say I love the business model. I mean, clearly that it's the accessibility that has led to Maestro's fairly dominant, at least seeming market share.
Mhm.
Certainly dominant in terms of the number of times I see it mentioned, right? Um, so I love that. And then I think just before you get into the actual tool, I'd love to hear a little more of the founding story. How'd you all get together and decide to start doing this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. So the first two initially was the kind of the developer and then kind of one of the leaders on this project got together because they were big supporters in any sniper. However, I think any sniper ended up getting hacked or exploited at some point, which led them down to this path of like, well, how do we make a safer version of it? Our developer is top notch. Like, I've never met a developer as good as him. Um, so our goal was, well, how do we make this, but make this safer? And it initially just started as a passion project for them to use independently. Then as it built and they built a little bit more features on it, things that they'd want to use. Well, then we started thinking about like, hey, this tool is actually pretty badass. This is a really cool tool. So maybe we should share this with some people. So about 6 months ago, we did early access for what we call our double XL NFT holders, in which we got about 30 people starting to use the project just so we can get some early feedback. All of those users still use it. They absolutely love it. They literally will message us and have some panic attacks. Like if I think when we changed from websites a couple of times, because we'd be doing some testing and iterations, we like they lost access to the one link for like an hour, and I had like 5 messages of people having a panic attack because they're like, dude, we don't want to trade without Dadbot. Like it's just so convenient for them. It's just built into their patterns, and these are guys that do big trading volume. Outside of those 30 guys that have been using this for about 6 months, in the past 2 weeks since we've really kind of made this public beta live, we've done last week, there was 300 ETH in volume that was done through the platform. We've had about 500 unique users come in and try it. And we're getting all kinds of positive feedback. We've got a couple little things that people have offered us feedback on. We're making some small changes just to reduce some confusion and just clear up some things. But everything that we've got so far has been really, really positive.
Yeah, very cool. And as far as I know, the way you're handling wallet creation and delegation is unique in the space right now. So could you talk a little more about how and why and how really how you're able to do that without any performance impact? Because that seems to be the what the other products all say is the reason for you need a separate wallet that's only here,
That's
right?
correct. Yeah. So you'd actually bring up a good point. So one of our benefits is also one of our temporary weaknesses. So the benefit of not storing private keys is very valuable, obviously from a safety perspective. We didn't want to take the onus of security on for other people. We wanted this to be a decentralized tool in which, hey, your keys, your crypto, we can't do any funny business. We didn't want to take on the liability if something happened, right? Because you get these indie snipers, and maybe it's nefarious, maybe it's not nefarious on our part, right? Like for us, we wanted there to be no possible way that anybody could ever be scammed or hacked on there. So we're designing this with the idea of security being at the forefront, and was the original design of this whole thing is with that in mind. Now, some iterations that have obviously come forward have really increased its capacity a ton, and one of the current weaknesses because of the no storing private keys is we can't store an order. So meaning if you want to set a limit order, you need to keep your computer on or your phone and prevent it from going into sleep mode. Because if it gets logged off or you close your computer goes into sleep mode, it will erase the order because we're not doing storage. However, before we go fully live and we push any marketing, so we're aiming to probably accomplish this month, is we're going to make kind of a proxy server I'm not the technical side of our team, so excuse my ignorance on this. But they're actually going to make kind of more of like a proxy router in which you can actually store your orders without actually having to store your keys. A lot of other projects like Maestro, they have access to your private keys so they can store these orders. For us, we took the route of security, and we expect once we get this proxy router in there, it will solve all the issues that, of the storage aspect of things.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, it seems like there should be a way around that, though. Probably perhaps a challenging one through spinning up private VPSs or something for users.
Yeah. So and outside of that, so we got a number of different things we're obviously working on. Sniping and fine tuning that and just making it as easy as possible for people to understand and do has been the top priority. And then just becoming the best sniper out there. So we've actually been testing, and this not public knowledge yet, but we've been testing MEV sniping, which I don't know how much you guys are familiar with that, but essentially allows you to bribe the miner to take yours first. This is, think about like Jared from Subway ETH that keeps MEVing everybody. Similar type technology in which you can really kind of push your orders to the front. Who will have access to that and at what point to kind of be determined. That's probably not a tool that we want to give absolutely everybody, or there may just be a higher fee for that type of use. Nobody is doing MEV sniping at a public level. There's a couple of private ones that it's doing it, but once again, just to kind of reiterate, like the skill of our developer is pretty top notch. These aren't easy things to do.
Right. No, for sure. I mean, and things that nobody else shares.
Yep. Yeah. So, I don't mean to like excite people too much. I don't know how much of that's going to go public, or if it's going to be, it requires a certain NFT access to give you advantage of it. I don't know what we're going to do with it yet. Or maybe it's something in which we do a referral system, and if you bring some other users to the platform, introduce them as a reward, we'll give you access to that. I don't know. We're thinking about a lot of things. We're just trying to basically get the tech down to being as easy and perfect as possible, because we really know that when people use our platform, like, they're going to stay there. When you compare it to Maestro, it's just hands down. It's just so much better. Long term, we also plan to have a Telegram interface to it, so similar to Maestro. So if you like that form of doing things, you find that quicker, you can do that route as well. We have Telegram scanners already, so you can see all the new contract launches, very similar to Maestro as well. So we will eventually do integration into Telegram, but for right now, we're working on trying to get our mobile and PC apps as good as possible. Our first strategy is just to fine-tune the sniping, just to make it as simple, easy as possible, reduce a couple of the fails, and getting all the settings just so that people don't really need to think very much, which is either good or bad, I guess. But for most people, for kind of, I guess, widespread access, making it stupid simple is probably the easiest strategy. We had a few more probably details than we needed to allow people initially. Then our next strategy is to do that proxy server so we can store orders. So you can close your phone, you can close your computer, and it'll access the orders regardless. I won't share too much about our future plans, but I will just say that we plan to have this be the only platform I think you would need to use in crypto in general. Meaning,
very, very cool.
Bridging, swapping, charting, all of the above. We already have the charting, we already have the swapping, we already have 8 different, chains. We can very easily add other chains as well. We'll add Shibarium when it launches. We could add Doge chain tomorrow or Metis tomorrow. We can add everything that's EVM compatible. So we won't do Solano, or we won't do Cardano. We could do the EVM part of Cardano, but not the main Cardano. But who knows in the future? But right now, we're compatible with any EVM chain, and we could add them at any time if there's enough demand for it.
Yeah, very cool. And do you have plans to add, kind of rules-based automation based on the scanning tools to kind of import a set of, or, I want to snipe this one based on these scanning parameters?
Oh, kind of a filter.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Nobody's given that feedback yet. That would be cool for sure. I mean, I'm usually in our app, and I'll show you. You'll see the new contract section, and you're going to be able to like do a quick overview, and you're going to be able to see all those parameters and metrics and things of that sort. You're also going to be able to see the other snipers how many other snipers have kind of pre-approved it. So you can see, well, how hyped is this going to be? It can either be how hyped it's going to be, or is this just going to be some pump and dump because it's got sniped to absolute hell and it's going to be shit on, right? So it can be helpful in either one of those terms. So yeah, we're adding kind of a dead block scanner, and then our simulator for sniping automatically defaults to the correct signature 99% of the time. Occasionally, the developers can throw things out of order. So we also developed another tool called Any Signature, in which I will show you guys that as well when we go through it. But we've also just added CMC integration, so you can see like brand new pairs that are and brand new approvals through CMC. So you can kind of watch it as like a trending section. Maybe at this point, unless you have any other questions, I'll just jump in and show you guys a little bit.
Yeah, no, do it, please.
All right, you guys all see my screen. Basically on this is just your landing page. You're going to be able to get some info on the current version, updates that are coming, and some other kind of further upcoming stuff. You'll obviously have the Telegram, our Git book, which is pretty thorough, and our Twitter as well. If you guys haven't, follow our Twitter. You're going to be able to see updates there, other opportunities there. Let me disable Rabby really quick. Can you see this wallet as it pops up or not? If I'm clicking
Sorry,
this wallet,
I was muted. I cannot see the wallet. No, I just see the wallet address at the top middle.
All right, I've got Rabby on. I don't know if you guys have ever used Rabby, but hold on. Rabby is just another MetaMask type wallet. Let me refresh the page so I can load up with MetaMask, because that's how most people would use it. All right, so basically what you didn't see is I clicked connect and I signed my MetaMask wallet, popped it up. Okay, so when you log on, this is basically what you log on to. You're going to have everything kind of all in one page. This is obviously the PC version. You're going to see all the tokens in your wallet, You're going to see how much ETH is in that wallet. Go down to swap. This is where you can change through all your wallets. The beta access gives you 5 wallets for free. So it'll come up and you'll load it to wallet 1 through 5, and it will always be connected to your wallet 0 is what we call it, which is the one you log into. So in my case, it's going to show me up in here in this top left. Can you see my cursor, Degenic?
Yep.
Okay. So up in the top left, you got this. That's the wallet you logged in. And so these 5 wallets will always be connected to it. I'm not sure if you can see the drop down on this or not, but so if I quickly want to switch between them, I just click through them, and you can see the wallets or what's in each of the wallet. So in this one I think we just tried some like random snipes and things like that. You're also, just looking at the tokens in your wallet, you're going to have an F value, a balance, and this, in this Xerion here, it's going to show you the balance change in the last 24 hours, which is really cool. I'll go back to wallet 1 so you can see that with, like 3D here. So anywhere in this, if I click on a token name, it's going to automatically pop it into this contract section up in the top right. Here's where you'd see different information about max transaction and wallet. Is it a honeypot? What's the buy and sell tax? What's the market cap? So on and so forth. We also integrated charting. So all I got to do is hit this chart button. And my internet's been a little slow today, so things may go a little slower than they would normally. But it's going to pop up this chart so you can see it really all on one page. That's the beauty of this, everything you really need. here in the top left, and under the your account section, this is where you can enter a private node. You don't have to. It's going to come with like the MetaMask defaults, but we use these quick nodes that are free. And that allows you to snipe on block 0. And what that means in English is that allows you to snipe basically as soon as things open, so as quick as possible. So if you want the best entry, you just get a free private quick node, and we've found that that's more than enough, especially on Ethereum. On other chains, we haven't felt like you even need it. It's fast enough. While we're on the subject, I'll click up here in the top right. Can you see that drop down to Genic?
Yeah, that one I can see.
Okay, so here's the 8 chains that we have. So we've got Ethereum, Optimism, BNB, Polygon, Phantom, ZK Sync, Pulse Chain, and Arbitrum right now. Like I said, we could add Metis, we could add AVAX tomorrow once there's enough demand for it. All you have to do is you're going to click on it. If you wanted to go into Optimism and you want to trade, you'd click on Optimism. You'll sign your wallet, which will switch tabs. So very quickly here, I'll go down and just show you just a couple of the features. This mempool will automatically kind of load up as you have a snipe. This is essentially looking and kind of listening to the blockchain to figure out when developers use functions. So that can be like them adding liquidity or enable trading. So say I just wanted to monitor some of the most recent launches. So say this King Doge was about ready to launch and I'm seeing down in new contracts. It would automatically read that and it would show you when the trading is enabled and starts. And then I can just click on that and it will automatically populate the chart and all of the, the market cap and all that stuff in it. So then we got the new contract section. So if I wanted to new contract this SEC token, Sad Emoji Clown, kind of a funny name, just launched. So I can click on that. Obviously there's no chart because it's not launched yet, but you can see buy and sell tax, what's the max wallet. If you quickly want to scan them, we have this eye function here. So you can actually just, can you see that, Degenic, that pop up?
Oh yeah, very cool.
Yeah, so that would give you everything you need to know. That's kind of like your quick view, and I can just obviously kind of scroll through and say, hey, I like that. And here's where it'll kind of run the simulations. But you don't even need to know that. All you're going to need to know is like, say I want to snipe SEC here. When I click on it, it's automatically going to pop up in my swap section. And it's going to say, it's going to default to this if the trading's not enabled. It's going to default to this signature, which is open trading, because it's running through the contract and running a simulation and saying more than likely the signature that's going to enable trading to happen and people to buy is going to be open trading. So then I could go through and I could set in, I'm willing to spend 0.1 ETH to get this case it's a 3% max wallet. So say I wanted to get a 2.5% of the supply of this. And I'm willing to spend 0.1 ETH to do that. The amount of ETH it needs, it will automatically take, and everything else it will just refund. So a lot of cases, it may only take 0.03 or 0.04, and then it will just refund all the rest. It won't spend it. You can change how much gas you want to do. Here's if there's like dead blocks, meaning some projects have what's called a dead block in it, meaning if you buy in that, you're going to be automatically blacklisted. This is our way around it. So if they have one dead block, you just put this block delay on 1. That means it's going to apply on block 1 and not block 0, and then you're going to have the best entry possible. So as soon as you can get in that block, you're going to do it. So that's obviously buying. These are all the different functions in which can do trading. Like I said, it's going to default to the one that's more than likely going to do it. But we also created this one that's called any signature here, which basically any time that the dev runs a function, it's going to try to do that signature. It's going to go ahead and try to put in the order. And it will keep doing that until it hits. The only downfall of this is if the developer starts to do 7 or 8 different functions, which is really rare. It doesn't usually happen. But say they put in liquidity and pull liquidity and put in liquidity and pull liquidity, it could go through and cause you a gas fee to fail. That's the only downside to any signature, but it's kind of that tell-all if the developer doesn't really know what they're doing, they're trying to trick snipers and things like that, and trying to throw the wrong signatures to throw people off. This any signature is kind of a capture all, and it will just keep trying. It's not slower; it's actually probably faster to do it that route. So it works really, really well. So that's if I just wanted to do a certain percentage. I can also, if I hit execute here, you're going to see it down in your swaps. I can view the eye and see exactly the settings. This is just a little pending status here. And then if I want to cancel the order, I obviously just delete it. Going back here to the mempool, I'll connect it here really quick again. So since we've been talking, this Obi-Wan token just did add liquidity ETH. So I can now see what's going on with Obi-Wan token. And if I wanted to immediately buy that, then I'm giving you the ability to basically buy that manual right now. So just a standard swap. So this is at 30K. It's got a huge sell tax to it, so they're probably farming right now or whatever, but you guys know how to use taxes. So if I wanted to buy that, I could just put how much I want to buy. I would put, current gas or 5% boost is typically what I use. And then I could put the slippage that I want to use. Obviously, in this case, it'd have to be big slippage because it's a big buy tax. And then I would hit execute. Selling.
Oh, there's.
Yeah, go
sorry
ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. That brings up a question. Is a change in buy or sell tax one of the triggers that you can act on?
No, not currently. Mostly because I do think the mempool long term we could add that to it, and we could make that setting to automatically do it on a trigger. It'd be something cool long term. We've had a couple people bring it up to us. The other idea and thing that people have asked us about is, could you do it like on a honeypot, like, or if remove liquidity? Could you up gas and automatically sell it? The problem is if you have a snipe that we do, say for example, it costs us 0.03 ETH. Then we want to actually go ahead and sell that because the developer is going to pull liquidity or he's nuking or whatever. We want to sell that automatically if it sees, remove liquidity ETH. Well, you could end up paying more gas than 0.03 just to save it, if I'm making sense.
Oh, yeah, no, right. Definitely you could.
Yeah. So we were almost kind of like, if you're doing this, it's lower risk because you just have so much more little invested. We could add that feature if it's something that people want enough, but even that feature I don't think is a foolproof perfect way because you could end up losing more than your bag is worth. If it gets to 5K and you've put 0.02 into it, well, you may pay 0.02 with that upped gas trying to beat the transaction.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't think anybody has solved that one even halfway decent at this point yet.
Yeah, it's not perfect. So say this Obi-Wan token, say I wanted to buy it, but I wanted to buy it, maybe I wanted to buy it when it's a little cheaper. So say I can put in a limit order and say if it drops 90% in price, right, which is ridiculous, but if it's 90% drop, I want to buy this amount. So that's a way of setting a limit order or kind of dollar cost averaging down. I can do the exact same things for sells. So I'll go to my wallet here and on 3D and say I wanted to sell. I just hit the sell button here. I can either do a stop loss, meaning I'm going to sell a percentage on a percentage drop. I can do that. Or I can do price gain. I'm going to automatically sell this percentage of my bag. So say I wanted to get 2x and then I wanted to take out my initials. I would just sell 50% after a price gain of 100% or 150, well, whatever you wanted to do, 100%. And then you can execute that. When you do that, it's just going to send that the status down here to be listing. That will remain on there until you close out or delete it or until the computer goes to sleep. It said long term, we're going to work on how to save those orders so you can just set them and leave. But right now, you do have to kind of keep the browser from going to sleep. Other quick tools, you won't be able to see this, but if I just click up on this like 3D thing here, it's going to automatically take you to the Etherscan for it. Other tools that you got, allows you to copy your wallet address really quickly. This one allows you to copy your private keys so you can import them to your wallet. If you want to view your wallet on Etherscan, you just click your wallet and it's going to pop it up, which you guys probably are not seeing, but pops up really nicely. You do have 3 different charts embedded that you can use. You can use Dex Tools, Dex Screener, or Gecko, which I think is helpful. If you want to do a pop-out chart, you could hit the little logo, here in the left, and it will take you to the Dex Screener, Dex Tools, or whatever you want. One other cool feature now, if say I had 3D here, and I had it on 10 different wallets. Or say I had it on my 5 wallets that I have. In this contract section, if I click wallets, it's going to automatically show me all of the wallets here that I have 3D in. So if I had this also on wallet 2 or wallet 3, it's going to show me how much I have and all the wallets there. So that I can see, well, how much am I actually invested, or how much are all my tokens actually worth. Here you can see, if any trading occurs on 3D, it will come through the listener. Now, that's not happening right now because there's nothing happening. But here, I'm going to do this for us. You go to Dex Screen really quick. You can also copy and paste any contract that you want to look at. I'll just type in Pepe because I know there's going to be volume on that right now, I guess. So I'll grab that contract. Scroll, and I'll paste the contract up here. It'll show me the chart, and we'll go down to the listener here, and as transactions come through, you'll be able to see them come through. So this is where your buys and sells will all occur. So we'll wait for a second. I expect things will populate there. What am I missing, guys? What other questions do you have? It's fairly straightforward and simple to use. The only setup that you have to do is if you want to do a private node, you can type it in here and hit the star, which saves it to your wallet. And then other than that, you just have to fund your wallet. So wallet 1, I would just come and copy and paste my address, and I just send some ETH to it. You can't use your wallet 0, this one that you logged onto, to snipe or do anything like that. It would essentially just function as a Uniswap, and you'd still have to sign all of your transactions and things of that sort, which is still, you still have all the tools all on one screen, which is cool, but you're really not saving any time on trading itself, other than having, a scanner for new contracts and things at your limit. So there was just a buy on Pepe. You're going to see that buy come through for how much. If I ever wanted to view that transaction, I can click. All these are clickable.
Yeah, very cool. This is quite comprehensive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Give me your feedback. Do you feel like this is a big learning curve, or does it all generally make sense?
I'd love to hear from everybody else in the room, but yeah, to me, this makes a lot of sense. I mean, this I think is more user-friendly to me than using a Telegram bot.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm a lot more comfortable with this kind of interface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for example, say I wanted to buy Pepe here, say I wanted to buy 0.01. To show you how quick and easy this is, I'll do a 2% slippage. No, I don't have very much in this wallet. I don't think a gas fee will be a problem, but I'll do 0.01 and I'll just execute that. You're going to see it in your swaps, and I don't have to sign any transaction, nothing like that. It's just done. You're going to see it highlight here when your orders hit. It's as easy as that. Now you go up and you can hit refresh, and if I look, sometimes it takes just a second, but if I look in my wallet now, hold on. It just takes a second. But here in a second, you'll actually see. Actually, it's showing here. Sorry. It's showing already in wallet 1 here. This one will show up as soon as the mempool comes back. But so you're already seeing, okay, my F value there is 0.098. The nice thing is too, cool. Yeah, it automatically approves it. So if I wanted to sell it now, I could just sell it really quickly.
Oh, smart. Yeah.
In most cases, it does. I don't think I would have to do it here. Let me try, but I would be surprised if I had to. But let's say I want to sell 100% of it. Current. So you only have to really approve. You only have to approve when you do like the limit order and stuff like that. So there you go. It's selling right now. Actually, I'm setting a limit order. Damn, hold on. Yeah, no, 100%. Oh, I'll show you here why I'm at it too. You got this little wrench here on the bottom right that allows you to be much more specific with what you want to do as well. So
how neat, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is exciting. I can't wait for more, kind of rules engine functionality. Like can I go trigger based on this wallet bought? Can I follow it, right? Things like that.
Yeah, so copy trading is something we'd love to integrate. One of the cool features that I'd personally like to do is with our MEV capabilities, probably soon to unleash. It could, in theory, our mempool could be expanded, and we could look for 10 ETH buys, and on certain things. Say something's at 2 million, and we see a 10 ETH buy. Well, in theory, could we then increase gas, bribe the miner to take our transaction and order it beforehand? Maybe. So
right.
That's kind of where we want to go with it, right? Is just make this a really, really simple tool just to get maximum value. MEV, so like sometimes you'll get sniped. There's snipers now that actually MEV you. So they get such an early entry, and then they can MEV your snipes. But granted, it's not really a big deal because you're entering so low anyways most of the time. But in theory, you could be sandwiched just then. But if you have an MEV, you can actually bribe the miner and stuff to take it first. So that's things that people have probably already seen in Maestro. Is they've probably have noticed that they've got MEV botted on launch or something like that. One thing that I didn't mention, so like say if I go back down to new contracts again and say I click on this holy token that is pending here. Once again, it's going to go default buy. This one, it's simulating to set trading bull, so I could set an order. Say this was like a really, really hyped launch. So say it's going to launch at 1 million market cap. It had a big pre-sale. I just wanted to try to beat everybody, but in this case, I don't want to go and try to get 1% of the supply because that's going to cost me a shitload. I could do it, but maybe I just wanted to spend 0.01, and then instead of doing a percentage, I just do a market snipe. So what that's going to do is it's going to go spend 0.01 as soon as it can get entry, as soon as the trading gets enabled. You could still get blacklisted, by these people manually. But as long as you check dead blocks, which shows right here, like this one has zero dead blocks. So if you buy in block 0, you're going to be completely fine, unless they manually blacklist you. So there's always risk in sniping, but it's so much less risk because you're not losing a lot. As long as you manage your risk, you're not losing a lot because you're not putting a lot in.
Yeah, and you're saving enough time here. I mean, even if it's, as things currently stand, this is maybe going to be 30 to 60 seconds faster than anything else. Other than comparable tools, right? Minimally. And like that's worth 2, 3, 4x, sometimes more.
So imagine a really hyped launch and you don't know the contract yet, but you've got one pulled up. You found, a contract that's launched. It looks like it. You now are following. You see that they're loading 30 ETH liquidity. yeah, there could be scammers that are trying to do that too, but usually you can tell the scams from the non, and you can see like, oh, the tax is really high, or yes, it's a honeypot that they're trying to get you to buy some shit. But I would automatically have the contract in here, and then I would just hit buy, or I'd set the order and automatically do it. Versus if you're in a Telegram and you had to copy and paste the address that they wanted to do, now you got to go over to your Uniswap, you've got to paste it in, you've got to adjust your slippage, you've got to execute it, then you got to sign your wallet. All of that takes it a couple blocks. So chances are you're probably not getting into block 2 at the fastest. Well, this sniper with a private node allows you to get into block 0, which is the first 12 seconds. So, I mean, it's pretty incredible. As far as like you want to have an advantage on people. I personally don't do that much sniping unless I have kind of an early contract or something hype that I want to look at. I personally just use it for my everyday trading. It's just so much quicker, so much easier. I can look at the chart while I'm doing it, so I don't have to go to Deck Screener app or my Google Chrome and then switch back to my MetaMask wallet. It's like I've got everything there. I know exactly what's in my wallet, so I'm not switching tabs, going to my wallet and entering a contract in my wallet. Like all of that stuff self-populates. So
yeah, no, this is huge. Every few seconds is a big difference.
For sure. What other questions you guys got, or anything else you want to see?
Hey, why don't you show us, if nobody else have it? Again, please feel free, guys that are here, to ask some questions or chat them at us. We can take text questions too. But otherwise, why don't you show us some of the? Is there any other scanning functionality that's not in in what you've shown so far?
There's a Telegram scanner.
Oh, there's a Telegram scanner, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess we don't need to show that. That's kind of hard to show on a desktop.
Hold on, I can show you really quickly. Easy to see. I just have to change my screen share for 1 second.
Yeah, I love this. I mean, I think the quickest workflow I could have right now would be copying and pasting from one Telegram into a Maestro Telegram, right, and hitting go.
Right.
But even that is a good 45 seconds or something like that most of the time, whereas this is 5 or 10.
Mm-hmm. Well, here you go. You got here's our Ethereum scanner. We have these for a couple other chains as well. So this is just going to basically show you what that new contract section is in the dApp, but it's going to show you in the actual Telegram. And this is going to show you the signature and stuff to snipe on. You can easily go to the contract, find the owner, you see the chart, or the DEX tools and DEX screener. But if you just click on the contract, it's automatically going to copy it. So same with the signature, it's going to copy it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty slick, man. Or say, you heard about a token like it was deployed 2 weeks ago. So maybe it doesn't show up in the new contracts. You can just search the new token. So, if I just go back here and say Obi-Wan, I wanted to look at Obi-Wan because we were looking at that earlier. I can search it and it's going to show me everything about that. And find it. So that's if it kind of gets buried, right?
Yeah, super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and 8 chains it blows my mind. Most of these tools, right, are still only on ETH mainnet.
Sorry, I think I just booted myself by accident.
Oh yeah, that was your screen share ended.
Yeah. Yes, eight chains right now, more to be added. I mean, if we have, I might do an AMA with the Tulip DAO or their big Metis people. In that case, we could add Metis chain, or if there's enough desire to get on Milka Media for Cardano or AVAX, if volume ever comes back there. Yeah, all of these features are just very, very quick to be extrapolated. As long as it's EVM compatible, it's piece cake. I'd like to personally introduce cross-chain swapping as well. we've already talked with a group that essentially we can just implement a widget, and so that people can trade their BNB straight to Ethereum, all in their wallet.
Oh, cool. Yeah, would that be something like Rango's widget?
What's it called?
Rango is the one that I'm most familiar with, although I know there are a few that provide that service.
Yeah, so the ones I'm familiar with that we looked at are Stargate, and then the other one we've looked at is it's done by Axlar. It's called Squid Router. It's what Spooky.fi uses on Phantom, their decks.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good.
It's pretty slick as well. So I've Axelar, their Squid Router, with the multi-chain stuff, it allows you to do, I think, 6 or 7 different chains. It's not all the ones that we'd want it to have, but it's completely free, and we can just implement their widget tomorrow, and we just have to like integrate it with our interface as well, just to make it really clean and thorough. Or maybe that's on a second page of the dApp. Or we could always look to partner with like a bridge aggregator. I'm not as big a fan about bridges because bridges just continuously get hacked, I feel like. So, I'm a bigger cross chain swap guy. But
exactly, and I like that you're thinking of using either LZ or Axelar both seem to be among the most. Well, Layer 0 is clearly the most decentralized bridge.
Yeah, it's actually funny. We're looking because we're getting bigger, and we have big plans and want to add a lot of stuff. I'm actually talking to a guy last night that's on the developer team of Layer 0. He's on like the junior developer team. So that would be actually a really, really cool integration, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be. I've been super impressed with them and their whole concept of omni-chain fungible token. I think is exciting, and hopefully will change the necessity of bridging and and how we all interact with wrap tokens.
Yeah, I agree. Another one I'm kind of looked at is like Entangle. So they have this idea of like synthetic liquidity, and my understanding of it now, it's kind of a base level understanding, is they want to make it so that you can like portion out part of your LP. So like if I wanted to go multi-chain, say I wanted to do a Dadbot token on multi-chain, I could take some of my LP from Ethereum, and I could essentially put the synthetic liquidity on Phantom or something like that.
Yeah, right. Entangle, and I think Tapioca DAO is doing something very similar, also on top of Layer 0. I believe we've done AMAs with both of them, actually.
The guy that I talked to last night, was been really working on the Tapioca DAO stuff. It's pretty sick. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely it is. Very cool.
Yeah,
I've been thinking hard about bridges lately with the multi-chain stuff, and I mean a couple of projects over on Kava, which of course got hit particularly hard by that one.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I feel like it's every other week, man. One of the bridges gets hacked or exploited or something. That sucks.
That's it. I mean, really, it's every other week we are reminded that most of DeFi is incredibly centralized.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. That's honestly a problem. So, obviously we're not completely decentralized, but we're decentralized in the sense of like we have no control over your keys. So if you get hacked, like I can't do a lot for you. Obviously, that's why we left the private key function in there, so you can export your private keys. We encourage everybody to do that. But like, we couldn't access your keys and be like, hey, oh yeah, here's your private key. Like we can't do that. So nobody can exploit us and hack us in that sense. Crypto should be, in my opinion.
Right, exactly. I mean, and you would have to be insane to build a business where you're actually taking custody of people's keys, unless you're a custodial bank.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly. So yeah, I mean, you guys can all jump on this. You can try it. I'm gonna just copy and paste from like our beta Telegram. I'll also give you guys the invite link there. I might have given it to you. You might have already shared it, but I'll add it anyway. You can jump in and try it out. Let us know if you have feedback. If there's something you like, don't like, if there's something you're confused by. I mean, that's what this period is all about. We're not trying to become a maestro overnight. We're just trying to build the best product out there. Everything else will speak for itself, and we're really just trying to drive utility to the forefront. If a token does come about, we'll some of our other guys on our team are very well connected. Let's put it that way. And some of the people that would kind of help push the project have ran 100 million plus market cap projects. So we will have, if we do the token route, which we may, we expect, those that have early access to really have a huge advantage. So
yeah, very cool. I look forward to starting to use it. I've had it up on my desktop for a few days, but I haven't done any trading in basically all week, so I haven't used it yet.
yeah, I'll tell you the biggest barrier that I think we have is people are not necessarily unwilling to try something new. It's just hard to get people to take the initial step. Because people don't realize how much things are inconvenient until you try something else. So you don't realize how bad the way that you trade is, with going to one screen for charting and then trying to copy and paste a Telegram contract and then going to Uniswap and then signing. And then you use Dadbot and you'll never go back. But it's very hard to get people to take that initial step to try it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and I'm a perfect example of that. I basically do everything the same way I did everything a year ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Though I know that it is wrong, right?
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you, man, you're gonna jump on in here with all the different features and like having even. I think it's very valuable is like having the ability to set limit orders on top of any different chain on the DEX is really awesome. It gives me those tools so I don't need to spend all my hours making sure that something's not going to dump down to zero. It's like I'll set a stop loss or I'll set an automatic take profit overnight, just to cover my bases and give me a little bit more security in it. So lots of different ways to obviously use this app. A lot of people are using it for the sniping. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people are using it for the other features.
Yeah, very cool. And we've got a couple of questions in the chat channel that's in this room. Actually, Ozone asks, "Is it possible to remove the market scrolling on top? And is this free to use or how to access?" And yes, it's free to use. It takes a 1% tax on trades, right?
Yeah, 1% fee on trades, and that's any chain. So if you did a 0.05 snipe, then it's going to take 0.0005, whatever. Sorry, the first question was, can you remove the scrolling thing on the top? Yes, you can. You can completely disactivate that. I think you actually, I don't remember if it comes up with it in the start. I'm not sharing it anymore, but yeah, you can easily remove it. I like the scrolling. You can also change, I didn't show you this, you guys can also like change all the colors too.
Oh, nice. I almost asked about the blue, but yeah, I figured it's a beta product, so.
Yeah. No, you can change. There's the hue, saturation, and light. So I can share my screen again.
Yeah, cool. And then Ozone asks if you would go through security one more time, which is where I think worth closing with, because that's an important part.
There's a bright red. So you can do whatever you want, man. A lot of people just do like lighter colors or like darker colors. It's really whatever you want. I think it's whatever I've landed on, and then you can just use this to save the endpoint, the multi-listener. This is where you'd also take off your signature. We also have this I button. I didn't show you this, the show information button at the top, which allows you to like hover over things and see what they are.
Oh, cool. Right. The kind of tutorial mode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And will this work with like the MEV blocking RPC nodes?
Yeah, you can use that. We've not had like, it's not the fastest node out there. Like the private, these ones I think are quicker. So give you a little bit better entry. But yes, you can use the MEV blocker. All you need to do is type it in right here, and you hit the star button.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
You
I
do it, yeah,
almost never use them because they're so slow, but it's cool that they exist.
yeah, right. Right. I agree. So, I just try to use low slippage and stuff. Although I used the MVV blocker and stuff for a while because I don't do a lot of sniping. So it was fine. It was fine for me.
And it's good, for if you're trading a large cap, right, that has a lot of volume where you just don't want to worry about it. You want to be able to trade it with 20% slippage and not worry
Yeah, I
about
mean,
tailing.
I don't love donating Jared a lot of my ETH. We did
Exactly.
have like a nuke button. So basically, I think I showed you before, like if we go to wallet function, so, if I click on Pepe now here on my wallet, then I could, you know, you can either hide it or you can show all wallets that have Pepe in it. Granted, I've sold it at this point, but it used to have a click box that I could check wallet 1, 2, 3, 4. They all had Pepe in it. If I started to see like the dev was selling or was like nuking the project, and you're like, oh shit, it was basically like an oh shit button. You could hit sell all, and it would automatically sell all those with no slippage. The only downside into like low into that is like if there's an MVV bot on there, like you could get fucked in selling with really high slippage.
Right. That would be, yeah.
We
Watch
actually
Jared
took that
pass
feature out.
100 E through in front of you.
Yeah, so we actually took that feature out because I used it to sell in like one bag of mine. I was just like using it to sell off feature, and it doesn't. We were like, maybe we put some constraints on it because I think I sold like 1.8 ETH, and then I got MEV botted. I think I got sandwich botted by like $60,000 or $70,000 buys, and I think I got like 0.8 ETH out. So we need a little bit more like refining that. It was meant as like a nuke button, but people were using it like me of like, oh, well, I've just got my bag here. Let me just automatically sell by clicking one button.
Right.
And in
Right.
reality, all I have to do is click on the wallet and click sell, and it's one extra click, and it still takes 2 seconds. But I don't know, me being lazy. So that's something we're fine tuning probably as well, and we'll bring back just like a slippage limits.
That makes sense. Got to do a little protecting people from themselves in DeFi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the extra question was security. So
Yeah.
security is the paramount of this project. Like when you sign, when you log in and you sign the signature on your wallet, that's what's generating the wallets, and it's connecting your private keys through your main wallet. It's not like we're generating the wallets for you and storing them. That's what like Maestro does, is they're storing your private keys. In this case, they're connected to your main wallet, which we don't have access to. So we can never touch your wallet 1 through 5 here that are generated. We can never touch your wallet 0 either. The only one that has access to your account and your keys is this wallet 0, which we don't have access to. That's the beauty of this. That's why we designed it like this way. It does have some shortcomings with not being able to store orders right now and have to keep your computer from going to sleep. But huge upside is the security aspect of things, like knowing it's so much more difficult for someone to hack us or exploit you. It's just all your keys, your crypto. That was the design. We don't want to be liable for it. So it's very easy. Like what we tell people to do is when you first log in, go to your wallet. So you're going to click on wallet 1, just go and click this, copy your private key. Once you copy it, just go and import it into your MetaMask. Super easy. You don't have to. They're automatically going to be there every time. But if you ever lose access to your wallet 0, then you lose access to these if you didn't import them. Moral of the story, don't get hacked on your main account. You'll be fine. If you do get hacked on your main account, then just make sure that you have imported or saved your private key somewhere, even if you've just written them down.
Yeah, makes sense. Ozone, did that answer your question?
Hey, Bobby. Bobby is also on the team. He's one of the originals that kind of started this idea. Bobby, we were talking a little bit earlier about kind of how this got started. And I was telling him about like any sniper and just the need to have a little bit more security. things behind it. You want to explain some of the security and some of the aspirations of why you guys started this?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
No, sorry, my headset's not picking up. I just hopped off a work call, so you jumped on. So yeah, I mean, you said what? Any context on why we started to build this? That we said.
Yeah.
I mean, I think basically, I'm a absolute degenerate when it comes to how often I trade, and I'm very plugged into like the space, and not so much as like DeFi, but more like just your typical ERC shit coins and stuff, you know. And we like to build things, my dev and I and our team, and it's a lot of what we do in real life. So we kind of brought that mentality into the space a little bit once we started trading a lot, and kind of just wanted something that we could basically like live in, you know, one-stop shop. Really, I think that was more than anything else. Like, yes, would it be nice to have a sniper? And we said, of course, like, but like I just felt like we were constantly just moving between 5 different screens and charts and adding tokens to wallets, and speed was clearly the key to making money in this space. So we kind of just brainstormed and we started with a very small template, like almost 20 months ago now, which was, I mean, a fraction of what Dadbot looks like today. And basically just started layering on top of that, like what would we want to see more often than not, and it kind of just evolved and evolved, and it continues to evolve. And now it's, you know, it's exactly what we wanted, like a place where we can kind of just live in one screen and trade, whether it's shitcoins or stables or really anything at this point, cross chain and everything else. I don't really feel a need outside of like, you know, group chats and whatnot to sit on Telegram to get any kind of information about what's launching or what's coming up, you know. You know, I guess that's my 2 cents on it. It would be the next step, I think, and I'm not sure what Medicine's talked about already, but you know, is to finalize a way to be able to place limit orders, snipe orders, and exit the DApp without storing any kind of private keys. And we believe we have a solution that's being worked on right now, using the blockchain as well. With that, you know, I don't want to say it's done yet because it's not, but I believe it'll be a solution kind of where, you know, we'll be the only type of utility out there like this that doesn't need to store your private keys to be able to store your orders. So if that comes to fruition, that's kind of the only thing that frustrates me personally about using it, right? Like if I want to place limit orders, I kind of have to keep my laptop open. But about 90% of my trading I do via mobile. So that would be my, you know, I think what's next on the docket, or one of the biggest things that's on the docket for me. That's kind of some context as to why we built it.
Yeah, will you tell everybody why you guys started with the idea of like not storing private keys outside of the obvious? So I think it was like your experience with any sniper.
Oh
right?
yeah, we were. I was a holder of any sniper, which was a similar tool. Not really a full on interface like this, but it was. If none of you are familiar with it, it was really just like one of the first like public sniper bots that were out there, where you just had to hold a certain supply of a token, and you could access their sniper. And it gave you a handful of wallets, and it was kind of clunky, but it worked. You know, like I used it for a month or two, and the coin did great because it was like, you know, a new utility that people were looking for that was useful. And but they always had like warned us, like, you know, make sure you save your private keys, and as you're trading, never leave a significant amount of ETH on the wallet that you're trading with, because, you know, God forbid if you ever get hacked, like, you know, those private keys are stored. And you know, whether it was an inside job or not, I'm not sure, but like the one day the token was at 15 million market cap, and on they said their server got, you know, their servers got hacked, and everyone who was holding tokens on wallets that were on the AnySniper server got drained, as well as the AnySniper tokens they were holding. So not only did they lose, like, you know, their funds in other plays, but a lot of them had, you know, 6 figures in the AnySniper coin because it was, you know, at 15 million market cap. So it was like I don't know, 100 or 200 ETH hit to the chart, as well as like another hundreds of ETH in what users owned in their wallets that kind of were just drained out of thin air. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not to point fingers like whether it was an inside job or not, but the dev really never came back, from that, right? And I'm not sure how many people he was able to refund or wasn't, but that kind of just left a sour taste in our mouth when we said, like, if we were going to do this, we just didn't want to take on the liability that he kind of had to, and didn't want to have to worry about it more than anything else, So it's why we built the DApp the way we built it, and I don't see us moving away from that for any reason. There's a lot of people out there who prefer Telegram trading bots and things like that, and it's just for right now, like, until we have that solution buttoned down where we can store orders without being logged into the DApp lifetime. Like, we're happy doing it this way. Kind of just peace of mind more than anything else.
Yeah, very cool. Makes a lot of sense. I like the design. Well, cool. Any other questions? Anything else you guys would like to talk about, Medicine or Bobby?
No, not really. Just like we've got a lot of future plans. This is kind of the base product right now where go out and explore it. It does a ton, and I think it will replace most of what you guys will currently do. But long term, we want this to be the only spot for like 100% of what people would have to do. The only thing that I can think of that maybe we can't do is some of the DeFi protocols with like liquidity added and stuff like that. But outside of that, we're really racking our brain to really figure out, hey, how do we just make this? How do we make it so stupid simple and have so many features all in one place that it just saves people time? We joke on our white paper and stuff like that is like, part of the reason we did it is because we're dads and we don't have time to sit in front of a computer all the time. So as the time that we do get to be able to do this, it's really important to us that it's just the most efficient possible. And then having some of the tools that we can set these orders when we walk away, so we can make sure we're not getting rug pulled when we're getting rug pulled by our kids with our time. So yeah, that's the strategy. So that's where it kind of all started. So I don't know. It's been fun to talk to you guys. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, join our Telegram. We're in there and we're helping people get set up. You can DM us. We're not ever going to be bothered by that. So we want to make sure that people really understand what they're doing. It's a pretty quick learning curve. It takes 2 minutes to get set up or less, maybe a little bit more if you want to do your own private node at first. But, we really only think the private node is even warranted on Ethereum right now. Everything else goes quick enough without it. You don't need a private node. Like I said, it just makes things a little faster.
Yeah, very cool. And Ozone has one more question. Are the wallets 1, 2, 3 from the seed of main wallet 0?
Bobby, you want to answer that? I think you know a little bit more about like how that's generated.
Yeah, I'll answer this. And I got to hop off back to my other call, but so basically, when you sign in with your wallet 0, when you sign in, it is your keys, right? And you are then signing the right for the DApp to create deterministic, is what it's called, I believe, wallets that are not attached to each other. So yeah, wallet 0 can be used on any wallet that you have, and that is the key basically to access 1 through 5. Right, so once you're in the DApp 1 through 5, you can export those private keys and import them in your MetaMask. They're yours. They're clean wallets. They've never been touched before. But we'll never be save those private keys down, because if you were to lose the keys to your wallet 0, we have no way to recover them. Is what we always say. There's no way for us to know what your wallet 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are.
It's also a beautiful thing, because we don't know what your wallet 0 is. There's no connection between wallet 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that we can see.
Correct. unless you're when I use my wallets, I fund them from exchanges, right? I trade a lot. There's people who track wallets, right? Like, so if I have a new set of Dadbot wallets, like, I sign in with a wallet 0, but they never connect to my 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Is what I'm saying. I fund them personally with like exchanges and keep them isolated.
Yeah. So the question Ozone said is like, so wallet 0 should be burner. It doesn't have to be. It completely depends on what you want to do. I mean, I've funded my wallet 1 through 5 with ETH that's on my wallet 0. But
Yeah.
that connects that wallet. So, I mean, if you wanted to keep them isolated, you want any connection between other wallets, you wanted clean wallets, then fund it from a centralized exchange.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I use like all my main wallets. Like I connect to Dadbot with, and every time I connect with a new wallet, it just gives me brand new wallets. So it's. I think I have like 5 different ones that I kind of just rotate through.
You are.
Yeah, I'm a degenerate. But I gotta hop off on this work call. I just wanted to hop in. I saw Medicine going, and I wanted to say thank you guys for showing up, and we're here to support you guys in any way, shape, or form. We love new people learning, and we're going to continue to develop, and we'll take any feedback, positive or negative, as well. So thank you guys.
Thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. And yeah, thanks, Medicine. This was just fascinating. So, and thanks for the great questions from our audience. Appreciate the interaction.
Awesome. Really good questions. I feel like you guys actually have a really good handle on it. Ozone's asking some fantastic questions regarding like safety, security, and things that like most people wouldn't even be able to take that little extra leap and step to realize. So.
Yeah, no, right. This was great, really, really high level. So yeah, thanks so much, everybody. This was a pleasure. And yeah, so this has been another DeFi Raiders AMA. I'm Degenic. We've been here with Medicine covering Dadbot. Go check it out. Information is in our AMA chat channel. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe.